Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the letter. Let's get on into it. No more. Which, real quickly, before I forget, I want to check my relationships. So I'm down with Ashton, I'm up with Zach. Somebody was saying that in this game you could actually romance characters, and there's like multiple endings, so we will try to get a romance ending? I have no clue. I break into a run. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of the fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. But even with a cluster to keep me company, the room still feels a whole lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as the group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough! A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I've left wide open. My gaze shifts over to the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocuously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary-looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. I can easily do that, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who've already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me, knowing that she's real and might also go after the people I care about. I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. The abrupt break in the silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish out the phone from under the mess of papers and cushions, where I've carelessly thrown it before taking a shower hours ago. Zach's name flashes brightly on the screen. Is he calling because of this afternoon? Frankly, it's the last thing I want to discuss, but I did leave the two of them there without saying anything. Knowing Zach, I bet he's worried.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you're not gonna pick up.
Sorry, it took me a while to find my phone.
No worries. You game tomorrow?
I pause. I don't recall making plans with Zach for the weekend.
Did I forget something?
Remember that guy I told you about? Back in the movies? The, priest? For the blessing? Does it ring a bell?
Oh, right. I did say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through the trouble, especially after what happened with his film. Sometimes I forget how kind Zach can be.
Yeah, I remember. Is he fine with it?
My friend doesn't mind. We're lucky he's not busy. So, tomorrow, you'll meet us at the mansion.
Okay. Sorry for the trouble, Zach.
Hey, no problem. I'm the one who suggested it to begin with. And, well, this afternoon you did surprise us. Never seen you scream like that. You scared the hell out of Rebecca.
I guess I owe you a lot for this, huh?
Nah, we're cool. You had us worried, but I know you'll tell us about it eventually. I just want to make sure you're doing well. You left all of a sudden, and you're not answering any of our calls.
He's trying to get me to talk. Normally I'd tell him I'm fine. I'd say a few simple reassurances to put their minds at ease. Now nothing will form. I can't bring myself to say anything. He seems to sense my hesitation because he immediately changes the subject.
Anyway, I gotta go. I left something on the stove before making this call. Just soup. But it'd be embarrassing if I burnt soup.
True.
I doubt it. Ashton, on the other hand...
Oh, remind me to tell you about what he did with the pressure cooker next time. Oh, damn, it overflowed! Really need to get going. Bye, Bella.
He hangs up before I can thank him. The busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work. Even I'm doubtful it will, but right now I'll take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Sleep comes easier tonight, and for the first time in a long time, I dream. Of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, that sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home to me. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy, I miss the chilly autumn weather. It's one of those rare weekends when I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Zach's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already on my way to the Ermengarde mansion. To think that I'd have to go back again, I'd be lying if I say I'm excited. I don't have to anymore. Rose happily gave me the paperwork duty when I volunteered. We're on the last phase of the sale, too. Well, almost. Papers to sign, documents to finalize, various other legalities to settle with the current owner, and all that. Still, never mind that its new owners don't want everything done within a week, when the process typically takes more than that. They want it done, we get it done. I really, really don't understand rich people, but money can do wonders. I won't be surprised if they'll be able to push the process just a little more like what they did to secure the house. The point is, I'm under no obligation to return to the house anymore. Running is an option, of course. I can now move on to another property and forget everything. However, at the end of the day, it's always my conscience that wins. What if something happens to those who have seen the letter? Ash, Zach, Becca, Miss McCullough, the Wrights. The guilt will follow me to my grave. The mansion looms as we approach. Whispers welcoming me back. Shadows calling. I hope this is the last time. They are engaged in a quiet conversation when I find them in the mansion's front gardens. But even with familiar company, it's impossible to feel at ease here. No matter who I'm with, the feeling of being watched is there. Like the very place itself is aware of its trespassers. Zach, on the other hand, doesn't seem to notice. Or he simply doesn't care. Or he's already used to it. I can never tell with him. Sometimes he's almost as hard to read as Ash. Almost. At least Zach doesn't ask for much patience as dealing with Ash does. That says plenty about him. Miracle of miracles, how the two have ended up the best of friends. He waves at me as I approach. True to his promise, Zach has also brought his friend with him, Father Norman. Somehow, I expected him to look older.
Oh, don't be surprised. They say people who have found their calling are getting younger these days.
Sorry, Father. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
No offense taken. Though I admit I'm a bit surprised. I didn't think someone would ask this house to be blessed after all these years.
You've heard of it, Father?
In passing, the occasional rumors and talk by the locals, nothing new. You don't spend years serving the church here without hearing a random hearsay here and there.
You never mentioned what you thought of those, Father.
Ah, but he who goes down to the grave does not come up. He shall never return to his house, nor shall his place know him any more.
But what I saw...
May not be what you think. It depends entirely on what you mean by it. If you're talking about spirit beings, angels, demons, then yes. Are we talking about the spirits of people who have departed? The word makes it clear that once the deceased has left us, they are gone. But of course, I didn't come here to bore you with a lecture.
And I'm kind of regretting my decision to go with the priest then. Let's see what happens.
No, it was enlightening, Father. Thank you.
Just remember that a God who loves his children would never let them linger once the time comes.
That's what my papa often tells me.
Your father must be a good man. He raised you well, no doubt. Well then, shall we? Regardless of what it is, I'm sure the mansion's new owners would appreciate such sincere intentions. From a stranger, no less.
He lets Zach and I walk ahead. A relief. This way he won't see how tightly I'm clutching the straps of my bag. Father Norman's probably trying to put me at ease, but the worry, the cold, restless, foreboding feeling has firmly lodged itself in my stomach, making its presence known with every step we take towards the house.
Hey, you okay?
No. Zach lightly nudges my side, careful, mindful of his emotions, to avoid startling me, no doubt. I think I'm just going to be honest with him. It's hard to lie when Zach gives you that look. Sorry if you can hear my dog whining in the background. He just wants some attention, even though I've been petting him for the past 20 minutes straight. It's just there. That kind implores, a silent appeal. I'm not sure if he's even doing it consciously. Another breeze blows and I try not to shiver, Try not to listen to the voices that may or may not be there.
Ugh, this place really gives me the creeps.
It doesn't seem more than an ordinary house to me, though. Damn, I should have brought my camera with me. I saw a few areas that'd be good for a shoot. You think the new owners will allow it?
Shh! What if you catch something? Or someone in one of the pictures?
It just means they want to be seen, doesn't it?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Don't ask for it!
It's not like we can stop them if they do.
You're really not helping, Zach.
All right, sorry. Don't worry. I don't think whatever's inside this house will do anything. I'm here, yeah? I'll take care of them. Or I think I can.
You're not that scary, but thanks. I'll be sure to run behind you if I see one.
Ridiculous talk, though the temporary reprieve it lends is more than welcome. He offers me a smile in return, the least he could do. And with a slight motion of his head, he gestures for us to move ahead, while my own fears are left forgotten for the time being. The things inside my bag clatter softly against each other while I rummage for the keys to the mansion. I should have heard the telltale jingle by now, but I didn't. I put it in my bag last night. Seconds later, I'm sitting on my heels, and one after the other, I'm taking out everything from every pocket, every slip. It'll be a pain to put everything back later, but I'm sure it's under these. Nothing. Oh man. Of all the times to forget.
Is something the matter?
No,
Oh shit. Sorry, she said. Oh no, that's not it. That's not the right number. Backlog.
No, I'm sorry, Father. I think I left the key.
That is my bad. No use coming up with excuses. And right after they'd both taken the time to go this far away from the city, with a heavy sigh, I grabbed the door handle to pull myself up, a string of apologies ready at the tip of my tongue.
Careful, Bella!
We've spoken with the current owners. Well, technically, you're not yet the owners, but...
There's a brief moment of confusion, and then I'm falling. The momentum of the door swinging open pulls me back first into the mansion's foyer, before I can make sense of what's happening.
Ow, my back.
Is it Rose with Miss McCullough?
What the... Isabella?
Oh, it's with the two. No time to nurse my bruised back or make excuses, because the next thing I know, Zach's gently pulling me upright by my arm. Rose looks down at me with a mixture of apprehension, something I couldn't quite place. I'd say it's relief, but... sheesh. Good going, Isabella. Right after you volunteered to work on the papers, standing behind her...
Ma'am Hannah! Mr. Wright!
Oh, Isabel! We always meet in the most interesting circumstances.
I swear that, like, Hannah and Rose's hair is, like, almost the same. Like, it's the same, like, lengthwise, it's just the bangs are different, and she has it styled a little differently, but, like, I don't know. That and their faces are also pretty similar.
A complete understatement,
Oh.
darling.
Obviously, but yeah.
What are they doing in my house?
Abruptly, he waves his hand at Zach and Father Norman, like their presence is a slight against his own.
I thought you said you wanted to do paperwork duty. What are you doing here?
Wouldn't you like to know, Wither Boy? Like a deer caught in the headlights. Unfair, Rose. That's putting me on the spot. But it leaves me no other choice but to answer.
The reason why I'm here?
Well, spit it out, Lily. We don't have all day.
I'm just here to make sure everything is fine before you move in.
I'm so sorry, Mama. You said I'll go to hell if I lie. I likely will after this, but there's no other way. Well, it isn't entirely a lie. I am here to make sure no one disturbs them after they move in. It just so happens that what I'm checking for and trying to drive away is of the paranormal variety.
Oh? The house appears impeccably fine to me.
Mr. Wright shifts his eyes around in a careful manner, as if he's looking for faults in every crevice of the house. The grin on his face, though, when he returns his attention to me, is similar to what my kuya Jordan had often given me when he was up to something. Usually a scare prank that inevitably ended in me crying. I never did forget the way my brother sneered at me then. Part of me thinks that Perhaps if I hadn't been the object of his mischief in childhood, I would have grown a little braver.
Come on, little Lily. Lying doesn't do that cute little face any justice. I'm a very patient man. Now, why are you really here?
Right now, in the faces of an almost identical expression, perhaps even crueler than what I'm used to, the lie I told falls apart.
The truth is, I was just thinking we could have the house blessed before move-in day.
And why would we ever need to have this house blessed?
For luck and protection.
I shrink under scrutinizing gaze. For a second, I think that he'll start shouting at me. Instead, he laughs. Not the mocking, jeering kind, but one wondering if he's hearing things right. I'd say he was amused, but honestly, I couldn't understand what was so funny with what I just said. Was it really that weird? Wasn't it a custom here? I wish Becca was here to explain stuff like this.
That's rich coming from you. When we saw Devlin Court, you didn't.
It's a small custom back home. I thought it would be nice to do something that would bring positive energy to the mansion, since this place has been empty for years.
And the papers, Isabella? I hope you did those first before this.
Of course I did. It's almost done, in fact. But there are some items I still have to double-check before finalizing everything. You know I don't sign without a thorough inspection. And well, this is what this is for, too. I just thought it would be more efficient to do both at the same time.
Here I thought you didn't want to go back.
A job is a job, Rose. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
True.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then go ahead. No need to be so hard on her, Rosie. I personally think it's a nice touch. I was actually thinking of the same thing, but you beat me to it.
Darling, Buttercup, please. You know these things don't work. No offense meant to the holy man, of course. That does not explain the nigger, though.
Oh, that is very uncomfortable. Bringing out the racism, I see. Okay. All of a sudden, there's an awkward silence that even Rose, of all people, seems reluctant to break. Although desire to do so is evident in the way her eyes nervously shift to Mr. Wright. Meanwhile, Zach's grip on my arm suddenly tightens, so he doesn't say anything further, with this conflicted look on when I glance up at him. Ooh, I really hope Mr. Wright dies, that is. Ooh. Ugh. That's the face he makes only when he desperately wants to give someone a piece of his mind, but chooses not to do so, mostly to avoid confrontation or fanning the flames of an argument. He has always been like this. Even among his own friends, he chooses to take a placating stance despite holding opinions of his own. Not that I won't say anything. I know Mr. Wright's a client, but you can't just say that in front of other people, in front of Zach no less. Or fucking all. Jesus Christ, dude. If Ashton were here, I know he wouldn't stand for it, and neither do I. There was a reason why bullies back home never touched my younger brother again after I gave them a taste of their own medicine. He might be inches taller than me, but I'm pretty sure I can land a hit or two. Maybe, if I'm not going to get in trouble BRC for it. Before any punch could be thrown, Manhattan
Lucille Mitchell Wright.
in a voice too firm, demanding his complete silence.
What?
Instead of answering, she merely crosses her arms and shoots her husband a sharp, disapproving glare. Bitch, divorce his ass! Oh my god. We do not stand a racist on this channel. That seems to have done the trick. He immediately shuts his mouth, but not before muttering a few inaudible words under his breath. At this time, Ma'am Hannah could only sigh and shake her head.
Oh, give it a rest, love. Do you have a better idea? Who knows? Positive energy might even give us what we've been waiting for. Or some peace. Let them do their job.
What have we been waiting for? I don't think I was ever informed of.
Nothing you should worry about right now. Anyway, we've still got a few things we need to discuss with Rosie here. Over lunch? I hope you don't mind, Isabel. We'd love to take you with us, but... Oh, no. Go ahead, ma'am. This'll take time. That's why there's two of us working on this.
Rose looks like she's about to murder someone, probably me. At least she won't have to stay in a haunted property. She's getting the better end of this deal, if anyone's going to ask me.
Oh, wonderful. I hope the next time the three of us meet, it'll be over a closed deal,
Of course, ma'am. Please look forward to it.
Rose hurriedly hands me the keys to the house before leaving, mouthing reminders to secure the place and harmless threats for throwing her under the bus. I return her with a reassuring smile of my own, even if she's the one who forgets. Sheesh. Hey, play nice! Don't hit your sisters. I'm so sorry, my dogs are trying to play, and one of them is trying to scratch the other's face, and his paws are getting close to her eye, and I'm like, bruh, can't afford to take you to the vet. Just like that. Gone just as quickly as they appeared, fleeting from one section to the next, and leaving me wondering if this is simply what's typical for the rich and famous. If so, I'd rather stay with my rundown apartment, or our little shack back home. There's still joy in the smallest things after all. Anyway, so my relationship with Zach went up. I wonder if you can seduce or friend all these characters. Let's see. The journal. But I have new timeline stuff. Okay. Anyway, with a house this big, it's not surprising when the ceremony takes a few hours to finish. The sun's already high by the time we've gone through the last room. I can never say I'm a devout follower of my own faith, even with Mama and Papa's teachings. But hearing every word Father Norman uttered as we went around the house has put me at ease. All of a sudden, the mansion doesn't seem so scary anymore. Maybe there's an end to this, or perhaps this is the end? Father Norman bids us goodbye upon exiting the mansion grounds. He has business in the village nearby, he says, a minute gesturing to reach out to the members of their parish every once in a while. It reminds me of a distant memory, of helping hands and a few kind smiles that helped my family pull through when times were tough. But before he leaves...
Isabella, a word before I go? Zachary hasn't been really forthcoming with your situation, and it is something I understand it wasn't his to share. But whatever burdens you, know that it's not a permanent fixture in your life. Besides, you have people to bear it with.
I bite back the harsh retorts before they come out, masking it with a smile as we wave the good priest off. His words, though meant to comfort, has only left a bitter taste in my mouth. And if they don't believe you, what am I to do? A hand lands briefly on my shoulders, taking me out of my thoughts before they take a sudden turn. But my smile doesn't quite reach my ears when I turn to him.
Say, do you want to go somewhere?
Right now? Where to?
Food.
Anywhere in the city.
Damn it.
I'll leave it up to you.
Sure. I think I have, like, the best relationship with Zach. So if I'm gonna try to romance anyone, it's gonna be him.
It wouldn't hurt. I've got some stuff I need to buy. Groceries. And there's a shop I want to check.
Let's see. Ooh, we're almost... I wonder if you get this fully up.
Is it real food this time?
Let me guess. Rebecca?
She's just worried about you. Even I can't eat that much instant noodles.
Think of it as a talent. Let's just go, Zach.
I smile, a real one this time, devoid of any unpleasant thoughts. Regardless of what happened between us these past few days, I don't want to think harshly of them. Zach had me wait on a nearby bench upon arriving prior to going off somewhere. He hasn't returned since, and it's been a good 20 minutes of being left alone entirely to my thoughts. In this weather, the city park gives off a lazier and more languid vibe than usual. Where children are usually seen running around and playing, there are now people lying, leaning back on their picnic blankets, simply enjoying the afternoon sun. The smell of food drifts from nearby carts, and if the wind blows in the right direction, one would catch the whiff of freshly trimmed grass. I'd gladly sleep on the bench if I was waiting for anyone. Soon enough, I see his hulking figure running towards me, carrying a medium-sized box in one hand, casually waving the other at me. He's panting when he reaches my bench. Sweat drips profusely from his forehead, but there's a grin on his face.
Sorry, the line was really long.
You didn't have to run. Sit down first.
Nah, I'm good. Didn't want to make you wait for these.
I already know what's in the blue box before he opens it. Ooh. cinnamon rolls, all 6 of them topped with white cream cheese glaze. The same one I bought after I sold my first property, after I met Zach, Ash, and Becca. Funny how such a small thing could trigger a distant memory, no matter how mundane it is. I don't want to say no to free food, but why is he getting me these now?
What for?
He leans on the empty space beside me, wiping the sweat off his forehead before answering.
An apology. And as thanks for yesterday and the other day.
You don't have to buy me anything, Zach.
You were upset. You haven't been yourself recently, and people kind of miss that, you know?
Are you just saying that, or...
No, really. Rebecca told me. You know how she is. Ashton, too.
Ashton was an ass. He should have been named Ashhole instead.
He went a little overboard, yeah. I can talk to him if you want.
He'll still tease me about it, even if it's Rebecca telling him to stop. Besides, I can handle him.
Can you, though?
You always do. And yesterday, when you talked me through my little slump, I thought, hey, I want our old Isabella back. Are you still upset?
There are times when I wish Zach had been my big brother, or Becca, my older sister. Maybe life would have been a little easier then. Maybe Papa wouldn't be as sick as he is. Maybe I wouldn't be alone here. But then again, if he is, if they are what I wish them to be, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Ash too. Life back home is tough, but for all that, I wouldn't change it for one selfish wish. In this city of 68,000 people, I have people I can depend on. 3 of them, in fact. When you think about it, when you compare the numbers to the odds of finding someone like them amidst the sea of my nameless people, I'm lucky.
Thanks a lot for today, Zach. You didn't have to, but you did. I can always count on you.
Just me? No Ashton or Rebecca? Oh boy, they won't be happy to hear that. I don't mind being the favorite, though.
Nope, no favorites. But you cook better than both of them, so that's a plus.
It's always been food with you, ain't it?
Don't put it like that! You're making me sound like a glutton.
I'm not saying you are, but it does feel good to know there's someone I can invite for food to be able to eat all of it.
Only that? I thought we were also art buddies.
Oh, that too. But the food thing really stands out when you think about it. You do eat a lot for someone your, size.
Low blow. I take pride in my height.
So, is it okay now? Do you feel better? Does it still scare you?
A little. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out, somehow. It's not as bad as the other day, and Father Norman helped too. I should have brought something to thank him.
Oh, we could visit him anytime. He loves hearing from the young ones.
He isn't that old, is he?
Don't know. He doesn't tell. I think I might have seen his face somewhere before. I just couldn't recall when or where. Ash says he looks like his boss, so the bartender at the local pub if he squints. Don't take his word for it, of course. He might have accidentally inhaled something from the forensic lab again when he said that.
What do you mean again? This time the laughter that comes from both of us just shifted. Back to the usual. Things may not have been the easiest lately, but it certainly isn't the worst that has happened. We do end up sharing the cinnamon buds between us, despite Zach's insistence that it's only food, but more than food, there's relief and contentment.
If you need anything, just ring, okay? Like when Ash annoys you too much. I'll help you with him, best friend or not.
No way. I can take him on.
Still an extra muscle wouldn't hurt, yeah? Just let me know, and I'll back you up. My sister knows this one thing to shut him up when he's being his usual self. Ask me what it is whenever you want, and I'll spill it.
I don't think that's necessary, but thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
He leaves me with a smile and a wave. Off to some new gig again. As for me, we still need to talk. Becca, Ash, and I put petty arguments aside like the adults we all are. This, however, is a start, no matter how small it may be. I just hope I can keep them safe. A light wind blows again, sending dry leaves swirling at the distant self earth into the air. For the first time, the sunlight feels less harsh. Maybe a walk is good. I need to visit the grocery too. Come to think of it, wasn't there an art store that opened recently near the park? Alright, so... Okay, I thought something was going to pop up, don't ask me why. So I'm going to go ahead and just check the journal real quick. I really don't know if there's really anything important in the journal. It just talks about like all the events. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!